Hey everyone, Merxerain here, and now, this is episode 29 of the Enigmatica 6 Expert Series. What am I doing? I am standing at our lightning altar. Why am I doing this? Well, if you remember, let's go ahead and take a look. What do I got in this backpack? We're going to actually set it down for a second. It's got some things in it. What are we trying to make? We are trying to make destruction cores. We've done a lot of work to get things like the Ichor Crystal up and running. Now, we are really close to being able to get to our destruction core. To get to the destruction core, we need to put the Ichor Crystal, basic processors, and corporeous sparks in a pressure chamber. Alright, we have these and these. Now we gotta make the corporeous sparks. So, they take spark, ectoplasm, and bottled ghosts. Well, I took a trip into the nether, and unfortunately it was not on camera, because there was a crazy bee in the nether that killed me one hit every time, didn't matter if I had armor on or not. I have that bee in a gem. At some point, we will do something with it, but for now, it's on the wall in my house. But we got some bottled ghosts. All you gotta do is get a bottle and cork, right-click the air in the nether, and you get it. No problem. So, we need to make the sparks. Sparks are Nebu drops, blaze quartz, and any kind of Botania petal in the lightning altar. So we're gonna go ahead and throw in 4 drops, and then 4 times 6, 24 petals, and then 4 times 2, 8 of these blaze quartzes. Here we are, 4, 8, and 24. We haven't used this in a little while, so this thing is always fun to use. 1, 2, and 3, everything is in. Let's go ahead and hit our button. Kaboom! Fun as always. In comes our sparks. We should be getting 12. Here's our 12. Get them. Sparks complete. Nice. This back up. We need to go find a crafting table. Actually, no, we don't. I have a crafting table in my backpack. How awesome is that? We need to make this. We need to get our ectoplasm and stuff out of our backpack. There we go. We now have 12 corporeous sparks. This is great. We can make our stuff. We can make our stuff. Let's just double check the recipe again. So we need 1 corporeous spark, 1 basic processor, and 1 Ichor crystal. I got enough to do 12 of each. Here we go. Everything is now in. So, in some update, they must have done something, because if you remember, when I first created the pressure chamber, we weren't able to see the items that were inside it when they got loaded in. However, look at this. We're now able to see them all show up. This is pretty cool. I mean, it's just a visual thing, right? But it makes a huge difference. It lets you know that it's working. There it goes, just like that. And it's a very fast process, but it lets you know it's working. It lets you know that the items are in there. The destruction cores are now obtained. Ooh, you know, it's maybe I'm a little surprised that wasn't a quest. It's not a quest, but it is needed for a lot of stuff. We also need improved processors, and we have the controller already, right? So let's return back to our house. Here was our storage bus, grid, and crafter. They all needed destruction cores. The other thing the storage bus might need is a sky slime crystal. Let's go ahead and look at that real quick. I have this labeled as storage bus, and I couldn't find it at all. It's not called storage bus, it's called external storage. Good to know. Construction core, improved processor, construction core, and a connector, and a cable. Yeah. We are really close to being able to replace our storage system with a refined storage system. I don't think we're gonna quite get to it today, because if we take a look, right now, if we have a drawer system and we have everything slotted in drawers, we could theoretically use 1 external storage and that would be enough. However, what do we do with overflow? Well, we could have some chests or something. A lot of times, though, you use a disk drive. The disk drive, here we are. Logic units, not too hard. Machine casings we can do as well. But the mechanism elite control circuits, we're a little ways away from because we need to have a dissolution chamber and we need to have some of these items. Yeah, gases, you know, just some things we don't have just yet. With that being said, though, we can still make our external storage. Now, on the wall it said we needed sky slime, and we do. So the construction core requires a sky slime crystal, which is just sky slime that you either blast furnace, or enrichment chamber. So we'll probably use our blast furnace since we have one of those. But we need to get sky slime balls. I have a few. Let's take a look. Right, we have 9. But that's not going to be enough. So, let's go find ourselves a sky island and farm a little bit of slime. There's a few. I think my best bet for getting sky slimes to spawn will be to hang out below the island. This should get us out of the radius in which they won't spawn, and then hopefully they just drop off when they're done. Like that guy. Boing. Boing. If we stay here for a little bit, we should get a whole bunch of them, and then we can just kind of clean them up. A much better way to farm the sky slime balls would actually be to have a sky slime bee. Just like we made with our ichor bee, we can make a sky slime bee. Check it out. Liquid sky slime bee is made from liquid slimy bee and sky slime, which is just 2 slime balls. We now have 10 more slime balls in our inventory. I think we should go make ourselves some of these bees. And away we go. What we want to make sure doesn't happen is we do not want this blood to mix with the liquid slimy bee, and we happen to have 200 blood in there. So we're going to have to get that out. We have exactly 200 millibuckets of blood left in there. A seared lantern will hold 100 millibuckets. So if we get 2 lanterns, we could put blood in there and then light up something with blood. That might be cool for like a blood altar or something. So let's go ahead and do that. Oh, we just need 3. Okay, here we are. Now then, I think just put the lantern in this. We select our blood. Or neat. Really neat. Let's hang one up, see what it looks like. Kinda cool. I mean, you can't tell it's blood, right? It just looks like a red light. Alright, we'll put those there for now. I don't have anything else to do with them at the moment. But in my inventory, I have our 2 slime balls. We will get those in right now. They'll start melting, and we have our 1 slimy bee that we need. There he goes. And we got the item too. Neat. Pull that slimy larva out. Get ourselves the liquid slimy. And then we need to put one of these empty jars right here and pour it in. And just like that, we have crafted a bee. Okay, it is currently nighttime. Let's make it daytime. We'll run up to our new sort of temporary testing apiary, and we're going to load it in, import, unlock him. He will start generating us some things. And in here we've got Rocky, we've got Woody, and I've locked them. We don't need any more of that. But we are still getting redstone and soupy. We're getting soupy honeycombs as well. The soupy honeycombs, we can see, just produce mushroom stew and raw beef. I think take some of these out and go use them right away. And then we gotta wait a little bit of time, and then we'll finally get our Sky Slime bees to produce. We can see him in there now. And then we'll be able to proceed on with our Sky Slime crystals. I have so far collected 12 of the Sky Slime honeycomb, so we'll get that in there and get some processing, as well as some additional redstone. You can never have too much redstone. There's our first 4 generated Sky Slime. Awesome. We're gonna take half a stack of these Sky Slime balls, and we could throw them in our blast furnace and use up coal coke, or I happen to notice we could take them over here. And this should turn them into the crystals. Just like that. 32 crystals obtained. That was very easy. So I'm in the nether specifically to gather quartz and also some hellish zombies, but I need the quartz. Again, in order to make more corporeal sparks, we need the blaze quartz, and I actually ran out. But here I am walking through here, and there's music. And I have no idea what this music is, but I think it's coming from up above. I started digging down a little bit, and the music sounded like it was getting farther away. Odds are, this is probably a creature that has a backpack and a music disc in the backpack. Sounds like it's coming from this direction. Yeah, it's this way for sure. The only thing up here with me is a zombified piglin. Somewhere, right there. And he has a backpack. So, I have a way to get the backpack off of him. I've shown it off in a previous episode. But we use this fishing rod with pilfering. However, my pilfering rod is at 5 durability. One more use will break it, and I don't want it to break. Because I don't know if it breaks in such a way that I can then repair it. So, we have a different option here, right? We could take him back with us and steal it off of him later. Here we go. Take a peek into where he was at. He was like in here somewhere. Okay, I just wanted to show you that really crazy thing that happened. I wasn't expecting to find music in the nether. Now that we're back in the overworld and have a fishing rod that's not going to break, let's go ahead and steal that backpack. His hat. Oh, we missed. There's the backpack. And now it's on me, so now the music will actually follow me around. Let's see what's in it. What do we got? It's a small one with some gilded blackstone, a bone block, and Tools of War Chapter 4 Blunt Ends. This seems really rare. Various plans on how to leverage a tool's butt to make the item more effective in combat. Allows tool butts to be improved in a workbench. Hey! Wow! We're gonna have to give that a check for sure. And there's our music disc. Bar. Nice. We're not likely to get to it in this episode. However, we wanted the hellish zombie because we can turn IC bees into quartz bees, and then we won't ever have to go back to the nether for quartz run again. We are now able to craft our external storage, so here we are. Obtained. Let's go ahead and turn that quest in, right? So this is the automation chapter. We can get a Scavenger's Delight out of here, and if we go down to Refined Storage, there is, of course, another one over here. Ooh, Advanced Bin. Shift N for the details. A block used to store large quantities of a single item. That's a good hint, right? This advanced bin can be used sort of like a storage drawer, except it starts off with a 16,000 capacity. Nice. All right, let's go downstairs real quick, and I'm going to set this up in a very sort of temporary thing just to show how it works, I think is what we're going to do here. Actually, I want 2 of those. Okay, so we're going to put power out of our energy cell down into our controller. This should light up. There it goes. Oh, that's kind of cool looking. Oh, it blinks red when it's low on power. How about that? But look at, we're going all the way up. We are using 256 FE per tick. So I have a feeling, right? Yeah, look at that. We've now just drained our whole 1 million FE out of this. And, and this is going down really quick. Wow. Okay, so the controller doesn't use really, it's not supposed to use much power on its own, right? It's all the things you attach to it, the crafters, the destructors, the constructors. Those are the things that are really supposed to eat into your energy usage. So what does this tell us right now? Actually, can I use the wrench to like pick this back up? I don't know why I can't do that. What that's going to tell us right off the bat is we do not have a sufficient power system. We do not have a sufficient power system. So we are close, right? If, sorry, we're close. I'm going to set this back up again. I'm not going to drain any more power. All we're going to do is we're going to have that there, this pointing into it. And, oh, and you know what? We don't have the grid set up, so I guess I can't show this off very well. But if we put the controller down right here, this would now connect it into the RF network, the refined storage network, I mean. And when we put items in here, it would show up in the storage network. However, right, in order to see the items, we do need to have a grid. So grids are pretty important as well. And then finally, you can get up to a crafting grid, which is a lot like this block here, where we get a crafting terminal. But with that information, we're done with the storage bus. Let's go ahead and break this. Let's get our grid and let's upgrade it to a crafting grid. Like, let's get that all ready. What do I have? What don't I have? I have everything needed for this. We're gonna make 2. No, we're not. We're gonna make 1. Okay, so here's our grid. Dun, da, da, da. Good enough for now. We're gonna set this up. Right there on top. And so this will be able to demonstrate at a very, very small level what we're doing with this. So now we can see there's nothing in our inventory here. But if I were to put the cobblestone in the storage drawer, it now appears in our grid and we have access to it. I can pull it out. I can put it back in. Look at that. I can take half of it. So this is why this system is very, very strong. Stop wasting the power. Unlike the pretty pipe system, the transport between these pipes is instant. It's digital. It's not a analog sort of transport through a pipe into a location. So that means when we're up here and we're, you know, oh man, I really need a bunch of these oak logs. I don't have to wait for them to show up. I don't have to request them. I just have to grab them. They come right out. Same thing with the crafting. We just hit the, you know, put the items over here and hit the button to take it out. Done. Now, that already is an improvement over this system, but we can get a little further, and that little further is with the crafter. We will do these heavily. We have to create patterns, and then we can have it auto-craft items for us. We don't have to put them in the grid. That's the first step to our mass automation. The next step will be getting into interfaces and having that interact with other machines. However, what we've learned from this experiment today, well, we're done with the grid, but the main thing we've learned here is, our power system is not at all sufficient. So, we're going to have to look into a better power source. And I'm sure we can come up with something from the Power mod, which we have yet to really explore. So this will be fun. In looking to determine how we would potentially upgrade our power system, I've actually determined we're going to stick with thermal series, at least for now. A lot of the power machines, they take things that are a pain to make, and honestly, I'm not ready to get into it just yet. The thermal series dynamo is actually doing us fairly well. We just need more output. Well, let's take a look and see what our options are. You can see I've already modified this a bit. I'm going to take all of these out, and then we can see over here how things change. So with no augmentations in there, we have a max production of only 40 RF per tick. I think the the refined storage controller was taking 260. So when we put in our auxiliary reaction chamber, we can see the fuel energy goes down, but the maximum output goes up. So when I put 2 of these in there, our efficiency goes way down, but we are up to 120 RF per tick. I could put more of these in one Stirling dynamo, but then we burn through fuel faster. But if we do 2 of those and 2 of these, which are multi-cycle injectors, our fuel efficiency goes back up to 98%, which is pretty good. So we've gone from 40 RF per tick up to 120, and we stay at 98% efficiency. These aren't that hard to make. Let's take a look at them. Signalum plates, some kind of hardened glass, and silver gears. The other ones are lumium plates, again, a hardened glass, and then lead gears. Stirling dynamo itself is also smooth stone, copper gears, pretty cheap, honestly. So if we got multiple of these, right, if we had a little array of Stirling dynamos all set up, being fed in from the charcoal, we could produce enough power, no problem, for our RF situation. The concern is, right, burning that much more RF, will we have enough trees to turn into charcoal? I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. We can easily ramp up our tree farm. And then the other thing, too, is we may need another redstone furnace. We may have to augment it as well, right? We could speed up its process. However, as we've noticed from this process here, we're always full on our charcoal in this box. The next big thing to notice is if we take a look at charcoal. A charcoal, one single one, produces 16,000 RF. Okay. But if we were to look at the charcoal block, which is this one, remember, 9, it's times 9. And then we look and see how many that produces, it's 1,600, which is times 10. So we could increase our performance of our charcoal just a little bit more if we were to convert it into blocks. So that's what we're going to work on next. We're going to create some more thermal series Stirling dynamos and an autocraft situation to turn these into blocks. And since we're looking into thermal storage augments, let's go ahead and upgrade these. Like these, all of these machines are thermal series, and they are fine for now, but they could be running faster, right? Over here is all of the augments, and the flux linkage amplifier will increase process speed but reduce RF efficiency. So, right, this will take more energy to do its crafting, but I think base power plus 100% means that it should do it in double the speed, which would be awesome. And then this again is a very similar sort of mod over here where our speed goes down but our process energy goes back up. So we may have to balance them out a little bit. Alright, we're going to set up our multi-servo press to make a whole bunch of copper gears. And I happen to have 2 of the flux linkage amplifiers. So let's go ahead and see what kind of speed we get when we put this in. Great, we'll put one more in. Aha, we can definitely tell it is now going faster. Look at that. Our max usage is only 60 RF per tick, efficiency 83. We could, of course, go make some flux efficiency though and see how that changes things. I don't know that we have any nickel gears, though. Or aluminum plates. Okay. What we can see now, though, is while running the multi-servo press at the higher RF, I'm also running the induction smelter. This is only 20 RF per tick to make some electrum. We have the pulverizer going on some lead, and we have the redstone furnace going. So we have all these things going. Our power is draining faster than we can produce it. Let's go ahead and make 5 Stirling dynamos. That will give us 6 in total. And then we're also going to want to make a set of 2 auxiliary reaction chambers and 2 multi-cycle injectors for each one. Alright, we need to rework our Stirling dynamo, right? Right now we have the single one pointed directly up into our energy cell. However, right, we've made 5 more, and we're going to move that one that we have now. So, step 1, I think we're probably going to get this thing sort of shut off, unfortunately, for just a very short period of time. Remove the pipes. We're going to place new pipes down. Just like so. We need to put our high extraction module back in here so we can extract charcoal out there. And then, just like this, we'll get everything sort of placed. There we are. We're going to take all of that charcoal out. Take all of the augmentations out, break it. And we probably lost whatever power it had in it, but that's perfectly fine. We didn't. It stayed. Okay, good to know. 1, 2. 1, 2. So this is back to how it was. We do not want these to connect, because we do not want, right? This can possibly burn wood, so we don't want that to happen. Next thing we need to do is we need to connect our universal cables. So now all the power can come out, and we want to route it in through the bottom here. But we do not want this circular linkage to happen, so we're going to use our configurator. I don't know if it's on the right setting. No, we need to... What is it? Aha, wrench. We need it on wrench, I think? Nope, that will break it. Rotate, empty, configurate, heat, configurate, energy? No. Wow, there are so many different things on here. Aha! Finally. Okay, so we have to be on configurate energy. You shift right click a couple times and you're able to get it into type none. And that's what we want. So here we are, and we're gonna have to do it again right here. Push, pull, none. Perfect. So this should start getting energy back into our system, which we can see this is going back up. Now, all we have to do is come through here and add in our augmentations. Unfortunately, I don't have enough augmentations just yet for all of them. But I have enough for a few. I'm stuck. I'm stuck! Ah! Okay, so we have 80 RF per tick on most of these. One of these, unfortunately, is still on 40. But then we also have this one back here, which is at 120. So, if we add them all up, I believe we should be at about 480 RF per tick at this moment, and we know we can improve this whole process even further. And so now we are at the end of our episode. We made quite a bit of progress, right? We have a refined storage system in its infancy, and we noticed it was going to burn a lot of power, and we sort of handled that, right? Behind us, if we can see back in there, we have all of our new Stirling dynamos, and they are producing enough power to power the refined storage system in its infancy. In between episodes, I'm going to work a little bit on getting thermal series upgrades in most of these machines and finishing out the upgrades in the dynamos back there. I'm going to also investigate the best way to compress the charcoal into blocks. I think it's probably going to be from a create machine. And then from there, in the next episode, I think we're going to have to work on bees a little bit more. I would really love to get right into the refined storage system, but I keep running into situations where I run out of materials for things, like silver, right? A lot of these mods need silver gears, and that takes a lot of silver, and I don't have any way of getting more silver other than mining. So I think we're probably looking to making silver bees, and we might start working on the bee apiary building. Stay tuned, it's going to be fun. Thanks for joining me here. This is Merc Serene signing off.